Hey, 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 what is up, everybody? Happy Friday! And hope everybody's been having a good week. I know I have been. It is a gorgeous June day out there. And believe it or not, I'm just kicking it inside in the AC. But yeah, we got something a little new and special for y'all today. It's been a minute since we've done one of these. Whenever I get something new, maybe something a little fancy, we like to do maybe an unboxing or a show and tell. Um, Gonna try to keep this one quick because you know, it's about 6:45, and I wouldn't mind maybe popping in on the Shedhead session tonight over on the green room. But yeah, guys, everything on this channel is brought to you by a JMW Premium. Facebook search JMW Premium so you can get it in the know. Maybe we'll start off with a couple little clouds. Um, Appreciate everybody who shows up on Mondays for Wickin It and Kicking It as well. For anybody that may not know, every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we have a little fun here on the channel, a little live stream, little build sesh. Sometimes we do a little mixing, um, and that's where we will be building what we take a look at today. We'll be doing the show and tell here right now. Just give you guys a little content to start the weekend off with, and then leave you with something to look forward to. Monday we'll be building this on the live stream. Lots of great people come and hang out, and if you're new to the channel, we'd love to meet you. Come and say what's up. Um, but yeah, guys, speaking of Wicking It and Kicking It, yeah, this is a couple things that we built and set up on Wicking It and Kicking It this past Monday. We might as well start out with some clouds because I need a vape. We've got the Haku Vena RDA on the old Cyclone Mods SQ Evo. I don't know if you call it the SQ Evo or the Squevo. I like to call it Stevo Squevo. Got a NI90 firecracker on the inside there from my man Jared over at Pendulum Coils, and some Malmix Peach Tea Paradise. Let's give it a squonk and a rip, huh? Hmm. Absolutely beautiful, babe. And super and tasty and refreshing for a day like today. And of course, we got to have something a little cloud chucky in the rotation. We threw some Duchess coils, my man Duchess, some of his triple 26s in the old Valhalla 28, broke out the Nazi box. Uh, Fully freaking juiced up with some J&W Premium, my all day vape. Oh my god, it's blueberry. Mm-mm. And that's what we're riding into the weekend with. But today, what we're here for is something a little fancy schmancy, I guess. So I mean, yeah, I guess you can call it kind of high endish. Lately, I've been on a little journey to try to find myself a couple nice single coil RTAs. Lately, I've been rocking the Dwarf on the Shift Plus, not currently set up. Uh, and in rotation at the moment, it may be actually before the weekend ends, but we'll see. But there's a couple other single coil RTAs in that realm, in that range, that kind of highish end range, uh, the mid range high end, I guess you could say, um, you know, um, that I've had my eye on. Of course, everybody knows, uh, many people are in search of like the legendary GT4S, and I put the dwarf, the DLFL in that same kind of category, and this is another one that I put in that tier because it's not like not the highest of end, as far as price range. Um, and not only is this, um, you know, a fancy little tank, but it's a little extra fancy because it's a DLC version. I am talking about the Sedentary Mods. I believe that's correct. The Sedentary Mods Diplomat RDL RTA, the DLC version. I did pick up mine secondhand. Just a little disclaimer, because this is not how it will come brand new. Like maybe if there's like some smudges or maybe a few little water droplets on it from being cleaned before being sent out, things like that. I got a little package here. I did rip it open so I could flip this around. So there was no chance of me doxing my buddy who I picked it up from. But we're going to rip this open real quick. So just to make sure that that doesn't get on camera. And here we go. Let's unwrap this bubble wrap and take a look at it, shall we? Just might as well get right into it. I don't want this to be too long. Let's get that out of the way. I like to save my bubble wrap. You never know when you're going to be able to use it again. And there it is. The Diplomat DLC RDL RTA. Let's pop this this lid off and see what we got, what it looks like, huh? No, a little bit of padding, some literature, and there it is. That's what it'll come like. Look at that DLC. I've only so far seen people have a lot of people have done videos reviews on this one, but they've all done like the polished stainless steel, and that thing is super polished. I don't think anybody has done a video on the DLC version yet. Let's see. I don't know if maybe we can get a little better focus on this. I was noticing when hanging out on Discord with friends that the focus, autofocus, it works way nicer when nah, that's not. Yeah, okay, there we go. It's not too bad. So yeah, you get your tank and one glass section. They're very, very, very delicate, like crystal type of glass section, I believe. So you got to be very careful with that. Except with this one, instead of with the DLC, instead of a spare glass, you get an Altum. You get an Altum tank section, which I really like because sometimes with these types of tanks, especially with a tank section that's so delicate, I've had some bad luck. I had a Skyline R, and I broke the only glass section that I had for it. And of course, the Diplomat is known for coming with these 3 different chimneys. I guess apparently these different chimneys are for different types of flavor profiles. I'm not exactly sure what one is over the other one, but I guess it's at your discretion to test them out and you know and see how they do with your favorite flavors. But yeah, let's pop this out and take a look at it. This is why I was saying I wonder if this focus is going to be my friend or not today. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's take a. That's not too bad. Little matching drip tip. I'm not usually a fan. Oh, there's a little hair on it. I'm sure that's from me. I'm usually not the biggest fan of drip tips that are not like Delrin or resin, but we'll give it a try. I do like the shape of it. It's a nice kind of fancy looking drip tip there. That DLC finish is just absolutely perfect, beautiful. Like I said, any smudges are because it's brand new, or it's not brand new, and I'm sure it was like rinsed off and like wiped down before being packed up and sent to me. I want to be very, very careful. I'm going to take, and I don't know if you can see through the glass there. Yeah, this is like the stepped, I guess, version of the chimney, the barrel and chimney section. Let's very carefully try to remove the deck. And you can see on the inside there. Oh yeah, look at that DLC work. Woo-wee! I've never had anything DLC before. I mean, I've had like black, but not actual DLC. Let's set this aside real quick. Here's the Altum, just an Altum tank section. If I can find myself a nice Altum drip tip, I may actually use this in certain types of matchy-matchy situations. Here is the other chimney, barrel chimney section, whatever. You may, I don't know, maybe you'll notice where's all these little hairs coming from, man. Full disclosure, I did actually take all this out before the video and wipe it down, and I'm sure some of this is freaking got on there from me. This one I noticed is a little different on the inside. Look at those little slits. I don't know what that does, if anything. We'll have to play around with it and see. That's interesting. I've never seen anything like that on the inside of a barrel. And then you have this one. Looks like it's just your normal standard RTA barrel and chimney shape. And this is a bottom fill tank. You can get top fill sections for these. I don't know if I've seen DLC top fill kits yet, though. Now, I've been using the Dwarf for, I don't know, maybe about a month or so now, and I've gotten used to bottom fill, so I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem for me. This is the 3mm pin. It comes with a 3mm and a 4mm. There is a pin kit that you can get that like is all kinds of different, like we're talking like 2.6, 3.2, 3.5, like the whole range. I think from like 2mm, maybe even smaller, all the way up to 4mm. The 4mm pin is already installed. Let's take a look at that deck. Just a very, very simple two-posted design. Your opposing posts. We've all seen plenty of decks like this before. It'll be perfect for, like, I don't know, maybe like a like a 2.5mm or a 3mm cherry bomb or something like that, or a 4-rep, I don't know, 28, depending on how warm of a vape you like. Usually in these, I tend to like my cherry bombs and stuff like that. Airflow obviously is going to come in through here, and this RTA has something special about it because it doesn't just come in through the airflow and then up through the pin. Let's actually take this out, because if you take the deck out, if we can get this pin out all the way. There we go. Don't want to lose that insulator. You'll see Your airflow comes in on the sides of the pin, obviously, and then comes up through here. But before it goes into the pin, how does this pop out? This comes out. I don't know how. I don't know how to get it out of here. I don't want to like mess with it and this comes out, and how do you get this out of here? I don't want to like mess it up in any way. Gosh. I don't know. I guess maybe watch some other people's reviews. There's like this comes out, right? And there's like 24 like little holes all the way around this disc. I don't know how I can get this out of here so I can show you guys, because I don't want to ruin anything. This is such a nice freaking tank. I wonder, can I pull it out like this? There we go. There we go. All right. You can look, there's all these little holes around, all the way around it. This is a very, very unique airflow design. A really interesting diffuser mechanism for your airflow. And this is what really intrigued me the most, I think, about the Diplomat RTAs, because that's going to lead to some seriously smooth airflow. I've heard from a lot of people that this is a fantastic tank. So I think there's like 24, like there's 12 on the top, 12 on the bottom. So the airflow comes in through here on both sides, diffuses through all these little holes, right? Then enters your pin and up, and then hits your coil. That is just fantastic. And I mean, I know I don't always get the best shots, but let's just take a minute to try and admire the machining on this thing, because this is a gorgeously manufactured and machined atomizer, man. This is probably one of the nicer things that I picked up for myself lately. Oh my goodness. So I do want to take a look and see what this is going to look like on the shift. And let's see, let's pop that back in there. Nope. Maybe. I think I was watching Todd's review, and I think you actually have to. Oh, no, that popped right back in. I was going to say, I think you actually have to screw this in all the way sometimes to get that. And we're going to leave the 4mm pin in. There we go. Let's put this back together. Yeah, I seen like he had to screw the pin in to get it to pop into place the rest of the way. Now I don't know if these O-rings are lubed up at the moment, so I'm going to be very careful with how tight I screw this down, because I was advised after cleaning your tank to make sure that you lube up these O-rings before putting this glass section back on here, because if you're not careful and if you try to force it onto those O-rings too rough, that it will split that glass. This tank, I believe, is 41.5 millimeters in height from the base up to here, not including the drip tip. That's 1 millimeter in height taller than the Dwarf DLFL, and I believe 1.5 millimeters shorter than the GT4S. It's 23 millimeters in diameter, by the way. I did not mention that. The reason why I mentioned those tanks is because those are all tanks that are pretty much the perfect size to fit on the one side. Well, I own two side-by-sides. One is a Mac, but this is my only regulated side-by-side, the Shift Plus, the Hummingbird Shift Plus. All those tanks are pretty much about the perfect size to fit on the Shift Plus. Now you'll notice the Dwarf comes right up pretty much to where that bevel is, to the bottom of that bevel. Right up to here is 43 millimeters. That's why I continue to mention like the 3 different tanks. Those are the 3 that have been on my radar. I've got 2 of them now. 1 more to go. Actually, let me see if I can get some better focus. And let's see how this looks on here. Come on, man. There is. Oh, I think this is gonna be sick. Oh yeah. Hey, why isn't that? I'm trying to be very careful screwing it on here. Oh yeah. It comes up just a little bit past that bevel. Let's see. That is pretty perfect. And then you add in that black battery. That's not too bad of a matchy type of setup right there. This is the only regulated side-by-side I have, so I'll be swapping tanks. Maybe someday I'll get another one. I've never been a huge RTA side-by-side user, but I've really been enjoying these. And then, oh yeah, both airflows. That one airflow lines up right there. Although there is a little bit of space with the 23 millimeter, to get behind there. It looks like it's going to line up perfectly. So no airflow is going to be blocked. Obviously, with the Dwarf that matched that stainless steel, the buttons more. This is going to be more matchy with using black battery wraps. I'm curious how this drip tip looks on it. Let's see. This is the drip tip that I like to use on a lot of my tanks. Yeah, I think I'm going to need a different drip tip. I've got something else, but it's in my cabinet on a Buromod. I mean, that doesn't look too bad, but like there's like a gap that would bother me. This is just a really comfortable drip tip, perfect for like the way that I like to vape these tanks. Oh, that 4 millimeter is going to be perfect airflow. I want to take a look at it on one more device. I think it's going to be a little tall. These tanks are going to be a little tall. This is something I don't break out as often because it's seen better days. It's been broken and basically glued back together. This is a gift from my buddy Chris, the old snowcap step. I've been running this Troll X on it because it's just like the perfect size for it. Let's see. But yeah, maybe we put like a little bit of a mech build in there. Actually, even like a cherry bomb works perfectly on a mech. What am I talking about? Let's see how this looks on there. Obviously, it's going to go above. There we go. Yeah, it does go up above, that shelf right there. But it works. It works. I've seen plenty of people rocking side-by-side setups like this. I do like it when things line up a little bit more evenly with the top, though. It's kind of the whole purpose, I guess. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it. Let's put everything back in its box for now. I may play around with this a little bit over the weekend. There she is. Let's get it put back away. I may play with this a little bit over the weekend so we can kind of have it dialed in before Monday. But but that's what we are going to, one of the things that we are going to be doing on Monday on Wickin It and Kickin It. So be sure to tune in. It's a great time. Of course, we'll probably also spin the Wickin It and Kickin It wheel to figure out a squonk to put in rotation, as well as sometimes we do DIY mixes and things like that. If you are a DIYer, I'd like to welcome you to come and talk DIY and maybe share some recipes if you feel so inclined to do. We got a lot of people over there doing that. But yeah, something to look forward to. Hopefully I don't end up putting a build in here over the weekend that I don't want to remove. That's happened a couple of times with RTAs recently. But yeah, that's it, guys. This has definitely run longer than I had planned. I probably would. I'm not going to prioritize getting this uploaded until Saturday morning. But it is what it is. I hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. And until next time, guys. Peace.